What up, fam? Happy 2017. It is New Year's Day as I film this and ideally as I upload this. And as promised in my last video, I am here today with my hair favorites of 2016. I don't have a ton of stuff to even share with you guys for this because for the most part, my favorites from 2016 are still my all-time favorites that I shared in my ride or die hair favorites video. That video was a pretty exhaustive list of my favorite hair products from the rooter to the tutor, but as I am a little bit slutty with my hair care and my skin care and my makeup, I am constantly trying new things. So I do have a couple things from 2016 that ended up being the real MVPs. I guess I'll just do this kind of the way I did my last video, which is in the order that I would do my whole wash day process. The first thing I don't actually have to show you because I just finished my little batch that I had made doing my hair on wash day, and that is my Prepoo mix. I came up with a little concoction, as my girl Edisel would say, one night where it was just kind of on a whim and kind of random. And somehow that mix of things helped me to detangle my hair in 30 minutes flat. Now, if you've never watched one of my videos before, this would be kind of a weird one to be coming in. But if this is your first time hanging out with me, what up? Welcome to the fam. But in any event, if you are new, you don't know that I finger detangle my hair exclusively. I have not used a comb in years at this point. Finger detangling takes forever to do, especially when you have my texture of hair, which is extremely tight, kinky, coily knots. Like my hair is just knotted and tangled almost immediately after you detangle it. So I spent many years taking 3 hours, sometimes even more, to detangle my hair. And then I miraculously figured out a way to cut that detangling time in half, and I did a whole video on it probably 2 years ago, and I can link that right here in case you missed it. That video kind of shows you more in depth the actual finger detangling process, but instead of the products I used in that video, this year I started using my little concoction, and it has drastically cut my detangling time down even more. So I went from 3 hours to like an hour and a half, to now an hour or less, sometimes half an hour, 45 minutes on a really, really good day. So to know that now I can detangle my hair in an hour, hour 15, worst case scenario, is really awesome. That is definitely on my hair favorites of 2016 and beyond. I don't really have any new shampoos to add to my favorites list. Unfortunately, I am on my very last bottle of my all-time favorite shampoo, which is the Urban Life. I already talked about that in my other hair favorites video. And I have not been able to restock, so it really is time to move on and find a ride or die shampoo other than the Shea Moisture one that I mentioned in my other video as well. But Naturally High kind of reminded me of using clays again, and between her video, which I will link in the description box that she just did, as well as the video from Twin Goddesses, I think it was Elise, but she was doing a video where she was showing how she was doing Rasool clay washes and what her mix was, and it just kind of reminded me of how much using clays does kind of help to preserve the detangling I've already done. And I've been experimenting with Rasool clay again, and it's been going well. But what I really like even more is French green clay. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about French green clay for hair on YouTube. I remember being aware of it as long ago as 4 years ago and looking it up on YouTube to see what people had thought of it for hair, and I didn't see any videos. So I just took a chance. I actually like it more than Rasool clay because I feel like it leaves my hair even softer. And don't worry, a video on how I've been using the French green clay in my hair is forthcoming. I just kind of want to nail down what my recipe is before I do that. And not to mention, it's super duper messy, so that also makes me kind of like, ugh, do I really have to like get this crap around my camera? Out of all the conditioners that I've tried this year, there are two standouts, and they are kind of both from Black-owned businesses. The first is definitely from a Black-owned business. This is from Hairveda. It's the Acai Berry Phytokeratin Stronger Hair Keratin Conditioner. I love protein conditioners for my hair. I do not have low porosity hair. My hair's porosity is normal to high, particularly toward the lower half of my hair. As your hair ages, the porosity increases. So I have no issues with using protein conditioners on all of my wash days as my deep conditioner. I don't really need to worry about it unless I'm doing something super heavy duty like the Apogee 2-step, which I haven't done in 6 years or something. And I really like this conditioner. This was one that kind of snuck up on me. I wasn't super impressed during the application process, but when I rinsed my hair, it felt great. It felt really like soft and supple and just the way I want my hair to feel when I rinse out a deep conditioner. And what I was referring to before with the like 1.5 conditioners being from a Black-owned business, the other one is from Shea Moisture. It is the High Porosity Moisture Seal Mask. If you've done your research on Shea Moisture before, you already know that it is still a majority Black-owned business. The majority stake is still Black-owned. This one was a real squeaker. It snuck in at the last minute. I just used this for the first time on my most recent wash day. I've had it in my stash for quite some time because I liked the idea that it was targeted toward high porosity hair, which, as I just stated, I consider my hair to be leaning toward more high porosity on the oldest parts, which are toward the ends. My hair was probably neck length when I first started growing it out, and it was not being cared for properly. And now it's probably belly button length in the longest section. So that's some old ass hair at this point. Some of y'all know how I feel about Shea Moisture coming out with their new product lines every 10 minutes. But this one was definitely a worthy addition to their lineup because this is a great, great deep conditioner. I love it. Can't wait to use it again, but I'll probably be trying something new the next time I do a wash day, so I guess it probably won't be all that soon. No major standouts from 2016 in terms of moisturizers or leave-in conditioners. I still love the ones I've already shown you guys, including my spray leave-in. That's kind of my go-to most used one because I use that several times a week. But one good discovery was the Camille Rose Naturals Aloe Whipped Butter Gel. I really love this one for my curl former sets, and that's indeed why I first purchased it. I was trying to find a good moisturizer slash styling product so that I wouldn't have to go through layering a bunch of crap on my hair. I've gone through quite a few trials right here on the channel with you guys. I got a whole playlist of all my curl formers attempts, both bootleg and actual curl formers. And I was just having a lot of trouble getting the maximum stretch, which is what I desire, as well as having a product that left my hair feeling moisturized and not dried out or crunchy. And this ended up being the one. This is the best product I've tried so far that seems to let me get that same stretch that I get when I use, you know, an actual like foam wrap type thing without having to use that type of product. And my hair still feels pretty moisturized. Now I will say it doesn't maintain that moisture as well as it does with some of my other moisturizing leave-in favorites, but it's pretty good. I'm definitely happy to have this on hand, and I'm happy that it doesn't encourage my hair to shrink up or curl up the second I remove the curl former or prevent it from getting its full stretch while it's in the curl former. I've got two sealants to share with you guys, and neither of these were new discoveries in 2016, but they were rediscoveries in 2016. I'm always trying new things, so I kind of forget about old loves, and that's just the nature of being a product junkie. And one of my old favorites that I rediscovered, I actually discovered in 2015, late in the year, because I remember mentioning it in a video I did that December. It's the Glow Nourishing Oil Blend. This is just an oil blend, as the name would indicate, and I love this stuff. I've been using this probably for like 5 years, 4 or 5 years. It's really lightweight, it gives my hair excellent shine, and I really just love to use it as a sealant and just put this on top of whatever moisturizer or leave-in I've used. It has argan oil, camellia seed oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, hey, metafoam seed oil, wheat germ oil, coconut oil, and vitamin E. All good stuff. All great. I just think it's a great blend, and you know, to a large extent oils are oils, but this was the first oil blend that I tried where I was just like, whoa, this is really good. And the other sealant that makes my best of 2016 hair favorites list is the Qhemet Biologics Olive and Honey Hydrating Balm. This stuff I was afraid of because it has honey in the name, and I was afraid it was going to be very sticky and tacky to apply. It's not. It's a rather thick consistency. It honestly isn't like anything else I've ever felt. But I absolutely love this stuff for using on the bottom, like 1/3 of my hair, to just really seal the oldest parts of my hair in case I don't want to use a butter, but I feel like an oil is too light. This to me is the perfect in-between. It's got grapeseed oil, olive oil, vegetable glycerin, vegetable emulsifier, blah, 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 honey, of course. So it's just great stuff, Black-owned business. And I really think it does a wonderful job of like really locking in the moisture on my hair, which is what a sealant is supposed to do. I've got two kind of like appliances slash tools to share with you, I guess. And the first is the My Curl Squad rollers. Now, admittedly, I'm not super experienced with these because I just picked mine up on Black Friday, but these are made by one of my YouTube besties in my head, Protected Princess. She came out with her own line of rollers. I mentioned these in my all Black Friday haul. I've used them twice now, but the last time I used them, I really just, on my wash day, I put my hair in some big twists and I used these to stretch the ends. Excellent job. For years I've been using satin rollers on my ends, but I actually think that these work a little bit better than that because one, with satin I was going with them because satin fabrics are meant to absorb at least less of the moisture out of your hair. These are made of silicone, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what it feels like. So there's nothing being absorbed. You know, it's like, it's basically like a piece of plastic, so it's not going to absorb anything from your hair. These also have just a little bit of weight to them. So I find that if you're putting them on the ends of your twist, it'll help to weigh it down, which will help give you a little bit more stretch as well. And they're very easy to use. Like if you were going to roll them all the way up to your scalp, they're very comfortable to sleep on because they kind of like fold down like this. And she was super thoughtful about the design because they've got a little hole on this end here. So as you're rolling your hair on, it's just so easy to use. I can just kind of put my thumb in, wrap my hair around, and then just close it. And it's just so easy. So these are definitely going to be basically replacing my satin rollers for stretching my ends. I've been using those satin rollers pretty much the entire experiment of trying to grow my hair to its longest possible length, which has been going on since I think I started this in 2010. It's done. Like the satin rollers are done. These are much more durable. Like the satin rollers I've had to replace and things over the years or like try to repair them. These are super sturdy. I have no worries about them lasting me a very long time. They even come in 2 sizes, just depending on like the size of your sections or your twists. And hello, sister owned business. The other MVP in terms of tools/appliances are of course my curl formers, specifically my ones in the super long length. If you guys are watching all my trials, you know that I had a lot of issues with my hair just not fitting inside of the other ones I had. I had the extra long length, and then I bought some bootleg ones that were 25 inches long. And with both of those, I had hair sticking out the bottom and then would have to use like an additional roller just to get my ends stretched like on the bottom of the curl former. Don't know what that move was, but hey. So I'm really happy to have picked up these super long ones. These are 29 inches long, so all my hair fits inside. Now that I've gotten more adept at installing them, I love that I am able to get them in my hair in about an hour and a half, which is pretty good for me. I do still have a little bit of nervousness with just the dragging of my hair through those mesh sheets every time I install them, as well as when you take them out. It is almost impossible, if not impossible, to not lose a few strands of hair while you're removing them. I just feel like there is a lot of, even with being experienced, there's a lot of room for user error with these, so that's the caveat. But the actual stretch of my strands, provided I'm using the right products, it's almost as straight as I can remember my hair looking strand-wise with a blowout. I'm so happy to have these on hand and to feel confident enough to use them to be able to get my hair stretched like that without any use of heat. Couple hair favorites that are not products in the same way that you would think of the things like the conditioners and so forth. Turbans and head wraps. These are a hair favorite for me pretty much every year since I started wearing turbans and head wraps. Not sure why I've never included them in a hair favorites video before, but I'm including them now because of duh. Pretty much all of the head wraps you guys have seen me wearing lately have been from either Djanm or this one's from the Wrap Life. It doesn't have the little thing on it anymore, but this one's from the Wrap Life. 2 sister-owned businesses. I believe the Wrap Life is based out of Brooklyn and I think Djanm is out of Harlem, but don't quote me on that. Either way, both companies represent New York, which is awesome for me because I am a Queens expat. And then I also have been loving Trendy Turban, which, have I worn one of these in a video before? I don't think so, but I've been loving these. These are so great for days where I don't really want to deal with having to like figure out some architectural look at my head wrap kind of deals. These are great for more casual low-key days, and you can still zhuzh them up if you do want to make them more of like a statement piece. It's just not going to be as ostentatious as the like large fabric head wraps from Djanm or the Wrap Life. Again, sister-owned business, by the way. You can check out Face Over Matter because she has a few videos where she shows you how she styles them, and I'll link her channel in the description box. And my final hair favorite of the year is actually on my head right now. It's this wig. This is a fly honey wig using Luxury Tresses by Fab Hair. So that's 2, count them, 2 sister-owned businesses in one wig. I picked up this hair from Fab during one of her sales and I had it sent directly to Renee from Fly Honey Wigs in Georgia. Sent her all the details that she needed to make the wig and then she sent it back to me and I've been loving this hair. I haven't worn it a ton because quite frankly, I'm being too precious with it. Like it's like the fanciest, nicest hair I've ever had. Luxury Tresses by Fab is the hairline started by Fabulosity is Me. She has a YouTube channel, but she mostly is focused on her business right now and good for for her. She sells raw Indian hair primarily, although she occasionally has other textures as well. This is the light wave hair that I got, and I picked it up during a sale that she was having where her bundles were actually very affordable for hair of this quality. I was a little nervous because I had never tried her hair before, let alone, like, I'm not super educated on what like raw hair means versus like virgin hair or anything like that. But it's funny, when I was communicating with Renee, even she remarked on how high quality it was. And then once I finally received my wig, I was really able to see like the difference between some like glorified AliExpress hair versus this. This is pretty much the hair in its natural state. I have not put any products in it since I got my wig from Renee. I just kind of comb it out and then I store it. I probably worn it 5 times or so, so not a ton, but I super duper love it because I usually feel very odd about how I look when I don't wear curly hair because my hair is kinky curly and I feel like I just don't look right with straight hair. But I am trying to branch out and switch things up a bit, so I thought that maybe trying a wavy texture would be a nice way to kind of toe that line without going bone straight. And I'm so happy with this hair and the texture and just, it's awesome. If you ever have the opportunity and the means to try out Luxury Tresses by Fab, I recommend it highly. I did not lay this wig or anything today because I knew I wanted to wear this hat, which is also from a Black-owned business. I talked about it in my Black Friday haul and I'll link it in the description box in case you want to check it out. This is 3 bundles with a closure. It's a 20, an 18, a 16, and a 14-inch closure if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, everything is always in the description box, so yeah. And I'm not going to get too close because this hair is not laid at all right now. I just kind of put it on my head because I knew I was going to be putting a hat on top. And order is restored. Unlike pretty much any other time I've tried straight or straight-ish hair, I feel like it does kind of suit me. So I just am so happy with this investment. There you have it, guys. Even though I only had a handful of things, I'm sure I'll manage to make this video way longer than it needs to be because I just start running my mouth when I talk to you guys for some reason. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys discovered any new hair favorites in 2016. And yeah, I guess that's it. Happy New Year, and I will see you guys much, much more throughout this year. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.